All right, folks, welcome to Hobbies and Habits, and this is Patrick as always. And I guess I'm going to consider this part two of the video. Let's talk about this. This was formerly I always screw his name up, a Annihilus character. We all know him from the Fantastic Four. This was an Annihilus figure, and I changed it into Carnage, as you can see. And I think this was my first winged figure. I wanted to start doing something a little different with the collection. As you know, I'm trying to collect I'm trying to assemble the world's largest Carnage collection. And I want to add a little variety, a little flavor to the collection. Of course, there's going to be the Venom, the Scream, or the occasional Null character, but majority I want to be Carnage. And so I wanted to change things up a little bit. That's why I went with the wings. That gives a little bit of different look to him. I think this is the first one, maybe the second one that I gave horns. And these are all different incarnations, not reincarnation. I think incarnations is the right word I'm looking for. Or different variations of the Carnage character. You had him as kind of like a devil type figure. You had him as the skeleton-like figure, and other current incarnations of him. So I'm going to probably include all of those in the collection at some time or another. Anyway, this is the Devil or King Carnage, I think that's what they call him. And this is almost done. I'm kind of stuck right now on this one because I'm not sure what to do with the base. I just primed it, hit it with a little black paint, and I got to do some more work on the figure itself. As you can see, I'm not going to add a lot of detail to it. I'm going for, I guess, a basic look, or what's the word I'm looking for? Well, it's just not going to be a lot of detail to it. I am going to finish the eyes, do some more painting on the teeth and on this, whatever that thing is on his head. Paint that. Let me see. And do a little touch-up work on it, like in areas like this. But I'm not going to put a lot of detail like the black symbiote veins we normally see on Carnage. I'm not going to add that. Maybe a couple, but that's it. And again, I can't turn this one around. So let's see if we can peek. Well, there's not really much to see back there, but let me see. That's it for that one. Of course, I have to paint this black, that little diamond thing in his chest. Oh, okay. And one thing I wanted to point out, now I don't know what these ribbons are that the character has on him, but I wanted to include those. And that's what they look like. Let's move on to the next one. This one is done, folks. Finally finished this one the other week. And let me point out from the top, what I don't like about this model are the eyes. I don't even have the words. I don't know. And I want to change the eyes to a different shape. Maybe at some time in the future, I'll go back and do it when I have more time. But I just don't like those eyes. Otherwise, this is a great figure. The base is not that great because I used a base from another figure. That's the bottom part. And then I added this piece right here myself. I made that piece. So he had something to stand on to keep him level, as you can see. And this was a lot of work, folks. I guess from an engineering standpoint, if you can see, he's leaning forward. And once I put him on the base and got the base all the way I wanted it to be, glued everything down, put magnets everywhere, put him on it, and he was standing pretty much vertical. And if you can see, if he's standing vertical, he doesn't look like he's charging forward at somebody. And I think that's the idea behind this figure. He's like lunging forward, but it didn't look like he was lunging. So I had to go and redo the base, remove some magnets, take out a lot of clay, and just do it all over so he had that lean, as you can see. And that took a lot of work, a lot more magnets and stronger magnets. I got the neodymium magnets. I don't know if I'm saying it right, but they're heavy duty, really powerful magnets. And that's what's holding him in place along with some clay. Now he is removable. I can just pop him off of there and put him back on. So that's why I said engineering wise, this was a lot of work on me, well, for me, because I had to make sure the magnets were strong enough and I had everything situated where he was not leaning. And I had to make sure he wasn't leaning too far forward or else he would fall. So I'm really amazed at how well that one turned out. Now, this one. This is a character called, I can never remember his name, Demon Man, Devil Man, something like that. Anyway, it doesn't matter because he's going to become Carnage. As you can see, I have done some work on him. He had like these like horn type things here on his head. Cut those off from here. I'm still debating on whether I want to leave these or not. And this is going to be Scream, the comic book version. And that's the purpose of this white clay here. I wanted to do an outline of her costume because this model is nude, but I want to give her a costume. So this is the outline of the costume right here. And I will be working on that to make it look a little more better. So don't fret, it will all come together. That's her belt right there. I think I can turn him around a little bit. There we go. Okay. Let's get up. The detail on this is amazing, folks. And speaking of detail, I'm thinking about trying to sculpt a new head for this figure because I don't want to mess up that detail. That is just so nice. Okay, in this wing, I put a lot of work into this wing. Again, I don't know anything about this Demon Man character or whatever his name is, but maybe he's intended or maybe he is supposed to have one big wing, which is this one, and one small wing, which is this one. Where's my finger? There it is. As you can see, the wing originally stopped right here. That was it. That was the bottom of the wing. So I extended it all the way down to here. And let's turn him around. Now, as you can see, it is longer, not quite as long as this one, but I did make it a bit longer. So now I like the look a lot better than it was before. Also, again, I don't know if this is the way the character is supposed to look or if this is just the way the guy printed it out. Anyway, this calf right here was really big, a lot bigger than that one. So I had to cut off that part and redo it with some clay to make it smaller. And I'm still fighting with these magnets, trying to get them situated. Magnets are the bane of my existence, folks. I like using them, but it is just so much work. And if you mess up, it's a pain in the butt. So I'm still working with those magnets. A lot of this stuff is magnetized. A lot of these pieces here on the base, this one here, the one that goes here, and the one I just showed you in the back, that's magnetized. Let me see what else. Her body is attached to him with a magnet right here. You can't see it. The arms are magnetized here, and the wings are also magnetized along with a steel rod that inserts into the body to hold it in place. And I'm still working on, as you can see, where is that? You can see the gap here. That's because I haven't quite got the magnets right, so I'm still working with that. It's not easy, folks. Let's see. And that's it for that one. I really like this one right here. So I hope I can get everything right. I want it to look just like it came from the factory. Once I finish, I want to have that factory look like a professional did it. So I'm going to take my time with this one and work on that one. That's going to take a many weeks or a couple of months at least to get everything right on that one. And I think that is it. Hold on, folks. One more thing. I don't want to make a part 3. So let me make this real quick. Hold on, I'll be right back. All right, I am back. And this is going to be a little awkward because I'm trying to hold this model with one hand and hold my camera with the other. So I hope you can get a picture of what I'm trying to show you here. Now this is, well, let me show you. Originally, this was designed to sit like that on a base. And you probably can tell that this is, or it used to be, an alien xenomorph figure, but this will become a Carnage figure, and it will no longer be sitting like that. There we go, like that. I already have several crouching Carnages. I did not want another one, so I started thinking, what can I do with this to add something different to the collection? So this one is going to be wall mounted. Now let's pretend that this corner right here is a corner of my room, and he's going to be mounted on the wall. I haven't figured out how to mount him yet, but it'll be just like that. He'll be hanging onto the wall and with his face looking downward, something like that. I wish I could show you better, but once I figure out once I figure out a way to mount him, then I'll be able to give you a better picture. But for now, that's it, folks. Thank you, as always, for watching the video. Thank you for your continued support of the channel. And if you haven't done so, make sure you subscribe. There's more good content coming up. And I can't use that as a thumbnail, so I'll have to use something from the video. Thanks again. Bye.